Mr. Speaker, I want to begin by again acknowledging your comments and your decision and my agreement with your decision to restart yesterday. So this is not based in questioning that decision. It's rather, members, in reading the journal for the day, and if you haven't had a chance to see the journal for the day reads, the House of Representatives convened at 9 a.m. and was called to order by Kurt Zellers, Speaker of the House. Prayer was offered by the Reverend Grady St. Dennis House Chaplain. Mr. Speaker, part of me does not want to see any record of what I heard and what we heard yesterday in our journal. And at the same time, Mr. Speaker, I know that a historical record can be an important reminder lest we forget. So my parliamentary inquiry is this: I need to understand how the journal is put together and how the decision to do a restart is reflected in the journal. So I ask for your explanation.
Representative Morrow, there was not a quorum in the body at the time of the prayer. It was my decision, therefore, since there had not been a quorum established, to ask for a prayer and a pledge of allegiance. Representative Morrow.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And I thought that was the answer, and that maybe it's just the way things lay out on the first page, because members, after the mention of the prayer, it mentions that we did the Pledge of Allegiance. It then says the roll was called and the following members were present. Our names are listed. The next line says a quorum was present. So it went prayer by Grady St. Dennis, Pledge of Allegiance, quorum was present. But something happened before the prayer by Grady St. Dennis. So I'm just trying to understand, the quorum wasn't determined until after the second prayer either. So I'm just trying to figure out the restart part and how the restart determines when the journal begins, because both things happened before the quorum was present.
Again, Representative Morrow, quorum was not established, so we had not taken action on anything at that point. A prayer and a pledge of allegiance, although part of custom and usage, are not a part of the starting of session. It's almost a custom and usage for the body itself. But until quorum is established, the roll of the record begins at that point in time. That's why, again, it was my decision, and I stand by my decision, to not have called and closed the roll at that point because there was not a quorum. Representative Morrow.
Well, thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I really am not trying to make this a difficult thing. I think it's important to have this civic discussion about what was reflected in the official records of the state of Minnesota. Mr. Speaker, I know there are other avenues if there are those who wish to have something reflected in the journal to take those steps. So I'm not going to ask another question. I'm not going to pursue this further, but I just felt it was important to have a discussion about how we keep our records.
I agree with you, Representative Morrow. Clerk will read the journal for the preceding day.